Quiet. Quiet.
God, justice for Charelle Pringle. That's who we need to be saving. Never mind him. She's gone before Christmas.
Pringle's boyfriend, 44-year-old Bruce Mabin, stepping out in court.
Commonwealth versus Bruce Mabin.
Coming face to face with dozens of Pringle's family members.
We found her, and we want justice.
Charelle Pringle's family consoling one another outside of court. Outraged relatives had to be the ones to discover Pringle's body alongside Route 107 in Saugus Tuesday.
I love my sister. I miss my sister, and I want her back. But we found her.
What we want to say is that we found her, not the police.
As for Mabin, a man the family is convinced knows exactly what happened to Charelle.
He did the wrong thing and is wrong. Before the holidays, if he did that to your family, wouldn't you want him to pay?
He is innocent until proven guilty.
He did not kill his girlfriend. He's denying that.
Charelle Pringle left her house for date night around 1:30 in the afternoon. Her boyfriend says he dropped her off safe at 3 a.m. But her son, who lived in that same house, says she never came home. 3 days later, her own family found her body in a marsh. And here's what doesn't add up. The man she left with went completely silent. Make it make sense. Tonight on Unheard Cries TV, we're breaking down how a Saturday date night turned into 2 17 stab wounds and how a mother and son had to become detectives to find their own answers. Charelle Michelle Pringle was born January 19, 1981 in Boston, Massachusetts. And let me tell you something, this wasn't somebody just getting by. Charelle kept her foot on the gas. She graduated from West Roxbury High School, pushed through Roxbury Community College where she got her associates in business, then went to UMass Boston and earned her bachelor's degree in fashion design. For over 10 years, she worked at the Stewart Medical Group in Watertown, Massachusetts. She loved taking photos, traveling, shopping, living life on her terms. And her son, Jamani, 19 years old at the time, that was her heart. She pushed him constantly to do better, to be more. They had the kind of bond that didn't break. She was his pillar, always in his corner, always making sure he knew she had his back. Leadership was in Charelle's DNA. She was genuine about it too. No fake energy. If Charelle was in, she was all the way in. By December 2021, she was ready for the next chapter, home ownership. After years of grinding, she was finally about to have her own place. But then there was Bruce Mabin. Charelle and Bruce had been in an on and off relationship for about 8 months. And when I say on and off, I mean troubled, inconsistent, the kind of situation where you know it's not right, but you keep circling back anyway. Saturday, December 18th, 2021. Charelle spent the afternoon doing something that should have been exciting. She went with her mother, Pearl, to view a house in Brockton that she was interested in buying. A house inspector was there. Charelle was taking it all seriously. This was her dream, right there in front of her. But the whole time they were there, Bruce kept texting, kept calling, over and over, and then he just showed up, uninvited, at the house viewing, like he couldn't let her have even a few hours to herself. After the inspection, Charelle told her mother she had plans that night. Date night with Bruce. She left her car in the driveway at her home in Woburn, left her keys sitting on the kitchen table. Bruce picked her up around 1:30 that afternoon and they headed out. Now, here's what we know. A witness saw Charelle and Bruce together at a Boston nightclub later that night. They were there until about 1:30 in the morning. The witness said they left before the club closed. That's the last time anyone outside of Bruce saw Charelle Pringle alive. Bruce's story? He told Charelle's family that he dropped her off at her house around 3 a.m., said he brought her home safe, like he did his part and everything was fine. But Jamani, Charelle's son who lived in that house, said his mother never came home. And everything ties back to this. He was the last person with her. If you're the last person with somebody who's missing, you should be the first one to help. The first one to the police, the first one doing everything. But this guy didn't want to be in contact with nobody. That's a sign right there. By Sunday morning, nobody could reach her. The calls went unanswered. The texts went unread. Charelle's phone just kept ringing and ringing. Then it started going straight to voicemail. Her family started to panic. This wasn't like her. Charelle stayed in touch. She checked in. She didn't just disappear. So they filed a missing person report, told the authorities everything they knew, that Charelle had gone out with her 44-year-old boyfriend, Bruce Mabin, on Saturday night and hadn't been seen or heard from since. Pearl Garner, Charelle's mother, couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about how cold it was outside, kept wondering if her daughter was cold somewhere, if she had a coat, if she was safe.
It's been pure hell. It's been pure hell. I'm a mother, that's my child. I feel like my heart has been ripped out, okay? I don't know what's going on. I feel like the police should be doing much, much more.
Pearl Garner losing sleep since Saturday.
The other night it was so cold, I'm sitting there wondering, you know, is my child cold? Is she cold? What coat does she have on? It's been pure hell. It's been pure hell. I'm a mother, that's my child. I feel like my heart has been ripped out, okay? I don't know what's going on. I feel like the police should be doing much, much more.
When you're the last person someone was with and they go missing, you're supposed to be front and center. You're supposed to be calling police, talking to the family, doing everything you can to help locate that person. Bruce did none of that. He went silent. And that silence told Charelle's family everything they needed to know, so they decided to take matters into their own hands. Jamani started tracking his mother's phone, and on Monday, December 20th, 2 days after his mother went missing, he found it. Charelle's phone was in a catch basin on the side of the road in Lynn, Massachusetts, not far from where Bruce lived. Let me tell you something. Finding your mother's phone in a sewer drain is not the kind of thing a 19-year-old should have to do. But Jamani did it because nobody else was moving fast enough. The next day, December 21st, Charelle's family and friends organized their own search party. They weren't waiting anymore. They were out there on foot, searching every inch of the area. And then they found her purse, just lying there a few feet off Route 107 near the Rumney Marsh Reservation in Saugus. They kept searching, kept pushing through the brush, and then, just a few feet away from where that purse was found, they saw her. Charelle Pringle's body was lying in the marsh. Her own family found her. Charelle's mother, her son, her brother, her friends. They were the ones who discovered her remains on December 21st, 2021, 3 days after she went missing. Pearl Garner broke down right there. The Essex County District Attorney's Office immediately suspected foul play. This wasn't an accident. Charelle had been killed, and the brutality of it wouldn't be fully revealed until much later. But here's what the police discovered right away. Bruce Mabin's story about dropping her off at 3 a.m. It was a lie. Charelle never made it home. Investigators believe she was murdered in the early morning hours of December 19th, shortly after leaving that nightclub. And here's what else came to light. Bruce had stolen $3,200 from Charelle that night, took her money right before he killed her. And after he murdered her, he set fire to the car they'd been driving in, trying to destroy evidence, trying to cover his tracks. But it gets worse. While Charelle's family was out searching for her, posting flyers, begging for information, Bruce Mabin was posting on social media about her being missing. He put up posts acting concerned, acting like he was just as worried as everyone else, like he didn't know exactly where she was. Pearl Garner would later reveal in court that Charelle suffered 217 stab wounds. The violence was so extreme that Charelle was almost unrecognizable. Her family had to have a closed casket funeral because of what Bruce did to her. Think about that. Charelle went out on a date, something she'd done before, something that should have been safe, and she was stabbed over 200 times. That's not a moment of anger. That's rage. That's someone who wanted to make sure she didn't survive.
217 stab wounds.
She says her daughter was almost unrecognizable, and they had to have a closed casket at her funeral.
I sit on my porch at night alone and just cry. When Charelle was murdered, a piece of me died with her.
The investigation moved quickly once her body was found, but honestly, the family had already done most of the work. They found the phone, they found the purse, they found the body, all within 3 days. Once authorities took over the scene, they began processing evidence and building a timeline. and every single piece of evidence pointed back to Bruce Mabin. The phone dumped near his residence, the stolen money, the burned car, his social media posts, his silence with the family.
The boyfriend of a Woburn woman who went missing and was later found dead this week faced a judge today. 44-year-old Bruce Mabin is charged with larceny, tampering with evidence, and obstruction in connection to the death of Charelle Pringle. A not guilty plea was entered on his behalf, and he will be held until his next court hearing this coming Tuesday.
2 days after Charelle's body was found, Bruce Mabin was taken into custody, December 23, 2021. But the charges? Larceny over $1,200, tampering with evidence, and obstruction of justice. The murder charge didn't come until later. About a month later, in January 2022, when Bruce appeared in court for those initial charges, a not guilty plea was entered on his behalf. He was ordered held without bail. A grand jury got involved, hearing testimony and reviewing evidence.
She's gone before Christmas. Leaving her family, man. What are you talking about?
The family of a woman found dead in a Saugus marsh screamed at her boyfriend today after a brief court hearing which provided them with no answers. Charelle Pringle went on a date with her boyfriend Saturday night but never came home. She was found dead days later, this past Tuesday. WBZ's Lisa Gresci is live in Lynn tonight. Lisa, you were in the courtroom and you learned that boyfriend Bruce Mabin is not charged with murder.
Anaritis, he is not facing that charge. And as for Charelle Pringle's family and friends, they showed up here to Lynn District Court in full force, and the tension in the courtroom wasn't just felt, it was heard.
Quiet. Justice for Charelle Pringle. That's who we need to be saying. Never mind him. She's gone before Christmas.
Pringle's boyfriend, 44-year-old Bruce Mabin, stepping out in court.
Commonwealth versus Bruce Mabin.
Coming face to face with dozens of Pringle's family members.
Bring him up. No, none of that.
A moment defense attorney John Morris was trying to prevent.
Because of the identification process. The government doesn't have much to go on.
While the DA's office says foul play is suspected in this case,
He's not charged with a homicide, I'll tell you that.
Mabin is charged with larceny, tampering with evidence, and obstruction.
You're all out here today.
At least a dozen police officers and detectives lined the courtroom walls.
We found her, and we want justice.
Charelle Pringle's family consoling one another outside of court. Outraged relatives had to be the ones to discover Pringle's body alongside Route 107 in Saugus Tuesday.
I love my sister. I miss my sister. I want her back. But we found her. Not that we did.
What we want to say is that we found her, not the police.
As for Mabin, a man the family is convinced knows exactly what happened to Charelle.
He did the wrong thing and is wrong. Before the holidays, if he did that to your family, wouldn't you want him to pay?
He is innocent until proven guilty.
He did not kill his girlfriend. He's denying that.
Eventually, he was convicted of first-degree murder in the death of Charelle Pringle. When sentencing day came, Bruce showed up to court wearing a light blue button-up shirt. He sat there while Charelle's family prepared to speak. Pearl Garner stood in front of the man who killed her daughter, and she didn't hold back.
Jerk, you bum. You scum. You're an idiot. You don't deserve to be walking here. You will get what you deserve because God don't like ugly.
A heartbroken mother addressing her daughter's killer as he put his head down. But Pearl wasn't finished.
I hope you rot in hell for what you did.
Pringle disappeared just before Christmas on December 19, 2021. Investigators say Pringle was killed that morning and her body was found off Route 107 in Saugus. Mabin, her ex-boyfriend, was arrested 4 days later. Pringle's mother, Pearl Garner, calling it a vicious crime.
217 stab wounds.
She says her daughter was almost unrecognizable and they had to have a closed casket at her funeral.
I sit on my porch at night alone and just cry. When Charelle was murdered, A piece of me died with her.
Pearl talked about how Charelle loved to travel, loved to hike, how she had just put an offer on her dream home. That offer, it was accepted after Charelle died. She never got to walk through those doors, never got to move in. Charelle's brother spoke too. He said,
I have to stay strong for my moms and my nephew. No man never wants to show weakness. But I washed cities away behind closed doors with my tears.
Bruce Mabin was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He'll never walk free. He'll spend the rest of his life behind bars, exactly where he belongs. Charelle Pringle was 40 years old when her life was stolen from her. She was a college graduate, a dedicated employee, a loving mother. She had worked hard for everything she had, and she was on the verge of achieving another milestone, owning her own home. But Bruce Mabin decided that if he couldn't have her, nobody could. Think about what Charelle's family had to endure. Searching for her themselves, finding her body themselves, sitting through a trial and hearing every detail. That's trauma that doesn't heal. Jamani lost his mother at 19 years old. He had to track her phone and pull it from a sewer. No child should have to do that. This case shows the gaps in how missing person cases are handled, especially when the missing person is a Black woman. Charelle's family felt like they weren't being heard, like the urgency wasn't there. So they did the work themselves. Charelle deserved better. She deserved to live in that dream home. She deserved to watch her son grow up. Instead, she's gone. And all because she trusted the wrong person one too many times. Rest in peace, Charelle Michelle Pringle. Your family fought for you. They found you. They made sure your story was told. And Bruce Mabin will spend the rest of his life paying for what he did. That's Charelle's story. A life cut short. A family left broken. A man behind bars where he belongs. If this story opened your eyes to something, hit that subscribe button. This is Unheard Cries TV. We tell the stories that need to be told. Real domestic violence cases, real families, real consequences. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it. You might save a life. Turn on notifications so you catch the next story. We're here every week with cases that matter. Remember, you deserve love that doesn't hurt. Stay safe, family. This is Unheard Cries TV. We don't forget.